So I've recently started up a new YouTube channel and Facebook page, which is devoted to folklore and myths and legends. And off the back of that, I stumbled across this brilliant book, which I've already done a video on my other YouTube channel, link below. Fairies of the Fault Lines by Aris Compier. And it is brilliant. Highly recommend it. And reading it, when you reach the section on the green men, with some beautiful, beautiful artwork, it reminded me that I have not done anything to my Sylvanian, my daughter would like that, my Sylvaneth army for a very, very long time. And I said on the other video, this book would be terrific for reference work for colour schemes, all right? And yeah, I haven't done anything on my Sylvaneth army for a very long time. And the Sylvaneth race in Games Workshop's Age of Sigmar are a race of beings that are from the woods, are from the forests, okay? If you think Ents in Lord of the Rings, you're getting there. If you look at those illustrations, you're getting there. So I thought I would get another unit, and that has arrived. This is an unboxing for them, and is traditional now with Games Workshop. Anything that they do that is online only always comes in the same box every time. It just says at the bottom what they are, and here we are. These are Dryads. These are like the foot soldiers of the Sylvaneth army. All right, so this is an unboxing. It's a much bigger box than I thought it would be, and heavier. Yeah, I just thought this would be a couple of sprues with the troops. So I'm not sure what's going on in here. So let's get it all out and have a look. The rattling, I'm guessing, is all the bases. Let's tip him up. Well, at least they're not loose. There we go. God, I thought there was 10. What is that, 20? There they are. That's what they can look like. All right. Colours to be determined. An awful lot will be to do with the... I'll be referencing that book. But there's a lot more sprues than I thought there would be. See, there they are. They're like barky people. Oh, that's interesting. I know of these troops, but I've never seen them in the flesh stroke plastic before. I'm familiar with that style of face, but I guess that's an adornment. Yeah, I've done the branch witch, and I've done a couple of other troops that are almost, you know, human size, but most of them have been like bugs and ents. All right, well, there's an awful lot here. This is far more involved than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be a quick, you know, hours snipping and gluing, but blimey, there's a lot to this. That's not bad value for money. I can't remember how much I paid, but it wasn't expensive. All right, so that's all the sprues, and there's a lot of them. Let's have a look inside. That'll give me an idea about what's going on. Yeah, look at them all. But, so you can make all of these, but there's only 2 stages. There's the champion, and that's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, parts 1 to 2 Dryads. Number 1 champion. That's your champion. And I guess all the rest. Yeah. This is all the rest. You have bodies, and then you have a variety of heads and branches, I guess. Where's that thing that I saw? Oh, we get an owl. That's nice. That's the champion with something hanging off of there. Can't see that odd head. All right. Well, I thought I was going to have a quick, like, half hour snipping and gluing, and within an hour everything ready for priming. But no, this is far more involved. Well, that's good. You want to, you don't want everything, done in 2 seconds and then move on to the next one. So, all right, I'll start exploring, start snipping, start gluing, and then I will return. All right, so I've worked it out. There are 4 different types of bodies and 4 of them. So we have 16 troops. Okay. The champion isn't a specific body. Basically, I can make the champion any one of these bodies and then, just go to town on it. All right. So I've got to select the body that I think is most champion-y, right? And then a head for it. There is one piece which I'm going to do for the champion, which is this. There's only one of them on the sprues, which is this. They all have like branches coming out of their backs with various adornments. And there's only one of this fella who's got wings. All right. I don't know any of the Sylvaneth lore, so I can't tell you what that is. But yeah, that's going to be attached to my champion, whichever body I choose. As I say, there's other adornments. You've got a couple of them with the skull wrapped up in vines coming off the branch. And as I say, each figure has a notch on its back for sticking a branch. So you stick that on, you choose a head for it, and there's various other arms. That's what all the rest of those sprues are all about. Okay, so yeah, first step is build my champion and then have that unique, and then I'll go ahead with all the others. Okay, so I found this face, which is the most human face, and that is going to be the face of the champion with the branch stuck on its back. All right, so that's my champion. And then what I've done is for each of the 4 groups, I snipped out, every face is different. All right, well, each sprue has got a number of faces. So I made sure that I used a sprue of faces for one particular body. So no face is the same on that type of body. The face is there on other bodies, but at the moment, there is variety. No face is the same on the same body. You see what I mean? And then the next step is going to be making sure that no branch coming out the back is the same on one of those types of bodies, and then the same with the arms. All right. Talking of arms with the champion, I want its pose to be unique to all the others, not a reaching forward action one. If I can get some sort of a pose out of it that's it's defiant, or putting a bit of menace across, or a bit of attitude, I've got to have a play around. I've got to snip all the left and right arms out and try different combinations and then come back. So I'll come back most probably with them all with their limbs on and branches sticking up. Well, I've just realised that there's only 10 dryads to a unit, but you get 16 in the box. I wish I'd known that before I started snipping and gluing, but there you go. All right, so if I only need 10, these are my 10. Just a random selection of body poses and the best heads that I like. All right, and now the next step is add the wig extensions, if you like, to them. That's one without, that's one with. I've learned with the champion that it's best to stick that on before you put the back pole on. That was a bit of an effort to get that one to actually get in there. So, all right, next time I'll be back with all those attached, the branches attached, and the arms attached. All right, that was good fun choosing arms. The champion's not that heroic of poses, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. And the other poses, I was trying to do something a bit different, rather than running with the arms stretched that you usually get with troops. I know we've got one here kind of doing it, and one over here, but some others I just wanted to put the arms in unconventional poses. I like this one, right? And this one's got a bit of a Nosferatu stalking forward kind of vibe to it. That one's quite nifty as well. So before I put the primer on, I've realised you've got a whole number of these things, and I'm only going to do one of each. Otherwise, you know, I don't like repetition, as I say. So you've got a little carved rune stone. You've got this tree root thing, archway. You've got some bones to hang from a branch. You've got the owl. The owl, I've got to choose somebody, because the joining point is flat feet. I've got to find a branch which is pretty much horizontal. And then you've got this curious thing that's not in the photo in the instructions. It looks like a little tree spirit without the wings, which the champion's got. So going to put that on a base as well. So we're nearly done, and I'll come back with them all primed up. Okay, that's them all scattered material, put on the bases, and primed in Wraithbone, which is a nice creamy colour. I figure is a good basis for the barkiness, which is what I'm going to be doing next. And excuse me, the thing that I don't like with Games Workshop troops units is when Games Workshop paint them all exactly the same. You take a quick walk down to the woods or the forest, no two trees look the same. You know, they might be the same colours, but there's variations. So yet again, my trusty contrast paints are coming to the rescue, and I'm either going to put different ones, so they've all got the same base coat, but put different contrasts on, or maybe with a couple I put the same on too, and then put another one over the top to just kind of like, you know, subtly change it. So yeah, that's the next step. It's 8:30 in the morning, but it's like night time out there. So sorry, you've got the rather garish artificial lighting for this step. So basically, I've settled on 4 of the Games Workshop contrast paints. All right, this one I'm the most happiest with, which is Skeleton Horde, which gives you this lightish bark colour. All right, the downside to it is, and I don't know if my pot is going off, it's really quite glossy, and unless a tree is wet, it's not shiny, is it? So I'm going to maybe attempt a bit of dry brushing after the next step, but I might have to just take everything back, take the sheen off it with some matte varnish when I'm done. So that's the colour that I like the most. This one, Agaros Dunes, is nice, but it's not as vibrant as the light is making it out to be. But it's a much warmer colour than that one. I like this one because this is a nice paler, more neutral colour for what I'll be doing next. All right, this one, no, it's not that yellow. All right, it's not that warm. This is the light. If I pull back a bit, maybe it takes it back a bit. I don't know. Oh, by the way, you've got a guest appearance by my existing Sylvaneth characters, because I don't want everything to look the same. So I don't want the same colour schemes everywhere. I want them all to be individual. All right. This one, which is Seraphim Sepia, is my least favourite. Hang on. It's far too light, right? But it's all right. This is like a sapling, I guess. All right, so that's light, and then the darkest is the wildwood, and I chose it particularly on this one. I watered it down a bit so it's not as dark as it could be. The reason I chose it for this one is I wanted the skeleton to stand out, and if I did him in one of these two colours, yeah, the skeleton's going to kind of like merge in. So there we are. That's all 10 of them. 10 of them have got a base coat on. Now I'm going to be putting other subsequent contrasts on top in places, varying it up, just making them all individual. Might be doing some browns, might be doing some greens. All right. Oh, and the other thing I've seen Games Workshop do it. These carvings in the wood. Games Workshop and a lot of people paint them a glowing green, like they're channeling earth energy or something. I'm not going to do them. Somebody's been having a whittle on mine. I'm leaving them as is. All right, I'm going to come back when I've put further colours on, and let's see how things look. And hopefully the light will be better. Well, it's a bit better light now. So what I'm doing is putting on green washes as well as brown washes. The green washes I'm using are Gut Ripper Flesh and Creed Camo. On this fella, I'm darkening down the talons. Right, let's find a good example. Yeah, here we've got much more in the way of green for the head tentacles. You can see I'm picking out the leaves in white. This is just so I can gauge, you know, how the colours are going once I start putting in other colours. All right, the old champion there just picked out that little fella at the top in a white, ready for contrast paints. This one I'm leaving quite plain. I put some green on this sapling one all over its head, you know, just to get a bit of variety. Picked out the skeleton there. There we go. This one I've decided, because it's very dark and hasn't got anything with like an orange hue to it, they're going to be autumn leaves. I'm going to do orange leaves again, just for a bit of variety. Now there's one of them, yeah, this one here, in the pose it's in, I've actually extended that loincloth skirt thing up into a dress. So this one's going to have like a green dress, again, for a bit of variety. And I think that's just about it. Yeah, just, as I say, picking out the little spiritual creatures in a base coat white, and then a bright white, ready for the well, making them spectral, really. The light's pretty bad today, so I'm resorting to artificial light, but I just wanted to show one last video before the end, show my progress. So a lot of these figures are almost done. As you see, I've flocked the base and I've just blocked in some colours. I've got to put washes and all that. This one, the skeleton, is now all done. The leaves are done. I've just got to do the bindings for the skeleton and the little bone adornment this one's got. I've got to deal with the tree root there, and as I say, the base is on all of them, so that's one of them. This one here is pretty much done. I've done my customary washing of the spiritual creatures. I think I'm going to pick his eyes out in orange for a little contrast, but quite happy with that one. Who's next? This one, the light is not very good, but I think this is actually becoming my favourite. This is the one that I thought was too pale, but by putting green washes on it, it's really made it look like a sapling dryad. Again, little fella down in there, just got to pick his eyes out. I think these creatures as well, what I've been doing before, when I've done them before, like these ones which are still on the sprue, I then gave them a coat of gloss varnish, All right. So yeah, quite pleased with that one. This one has vines on it, so I've painted them, washed them with a dark green, and I've just got to lighten them back up. But that one's almost done. Here we have yet another. Again, skull's done on the bottom. Again, got a bit of the old root system going on there. So nearly done. I quite like this, the burnt almost branch fair deal going on. Oh, also I've got to pick the eyes out in my customary turquoise that I do for all my creatures, and I don't know why I did it, but I decided to pick out each mouth with Carasball crimson, just to add a bit of redness in there, and you know, just break up the colours a little bit more. And we've got this one again, the creeper there. I've just got to highlight that and do the eyes. This is the champion. The little blue chap is done. Again, got to pick out his eyes, do him gloss varnish. Some of the other spiritual creatures I'm going to have on the base, just to make this one more different, and pick it out as the champion. Have more of a focus that way. This one, yep, pretty much done. Quite evil looking, aren't they? Then this one, and then just the one I've decided, this one here, to do autumn leaves for a bit of variety. I can't really do autumn leaves on any of these because everything's just going to be too much orange and brown. So I'm going to try that out, and then my next Sylvaneth unit will be another one of these fellas, and I want to do him in autumn colours to, you know, just make him a bit different from that one. All right, so yeah, I'm going to come back once they're all done, and hopefully the weather and the lighting will have improved. There we are, struggling to get them all in focus, but there you go, that's my champion. All finished. Very pleased with this, very pleased with the variation I've managed to get in. You can see there are differences, they're not all one colour. So good fun, really good fun, really enjoyed it. Nice little project. And I liked also the putting green over brown, which is something I haven't really tried before. So on this one, I don't know if you can see, but I've started putting green washes over the top to just take away the stark brownness I did on the body. And I'm going to do it as well on the vines. Now looking at these vines are far too bright and almost seraphon green. So I'm going to tone that all down. So nice little fun project they were. It hasn't totally scratched my Sylvaneth itch. I still got hankering to do more, so on its way is another Tree Lord. So my next Warhammer Age of Sigmar project will be another Tree Lord.